Every day in our homes, in our workplaces, we are protected by flame retardants, substances that inhibit or slow down the growth of a fire. Extensive consumption of electronics and plastic materials exposes us all to potential fire hazards. Flame retardants are applied to materials such as textiles and plastics to reduce these risks. They protect lives and property by reducing the speed of fire propagation, giving people more time to escape and more time for the arrival of firefighting services. They are predominantly used in 4 major areas: electronic and electrical devices, building and construction materials, furnishings, and transportation. Many producers and users of flame retardants are committed to a successful initiative called VECAP, the Voluntary Emissions Control Action Programme, developed by the Bromine Science and Environmental Forum, BSEF, under the principles of responsible care. The programme was designed to help protect the environment by reducing the potential for emissions of brominated flame retardants to air, water and land during the production phase. It was designed to be both effective and simple for companies to implement. VECAP is a voluntary initiative that goes beyond regulatory and legislative requirements. VECAP ensures all necessary measures for environmental protection and safety of personnel are taken through the implementation of recommended best practices. To show how this works in practice, we went to CTF 2000 and Campine, the 2 companies that were first to receive VECAP certifications in their sector. CTF 2000 produces flame retardants formulations for the textile industry, while Campine produces flame-retarded master batches for the plastic industry. Even though industry practices for processing the brominated flame retardants differ between textiles and polymer applications, VECAP best practices apply regardless and are seen being applied to both processes in this video. On arrival, the chemicals, transported in bags or containers, are brought to a storage area at the factory. The bags are carefully checked to ensure that they are not damaged, with all seals intact. Any tears must be repaired immediately. When using a chemical that is in powder form, bags should only be opened in a sealed environment, with all windows and doors in the surrounding areas firmly closed. This limits risk of chemical escaping externally. There should be a ventilation system in place to ensure that any airborne particles are filtered safely away. The bag may now be opened safely over the discharge chute or opening. When making a liquid slurry, the bag should be securely connected to the mouth. Bags should be thoroughly emptied, shaking all 4 corners of the bag carefully. Intermediate bulk containers, IBCs, should be tilted in order to allow remaining product to be accessed and removed. VECAP best practice extends to the safe disposal of the bags or containers in which the chemicals arrived. Having been carefully emptied, some powder may still remain. Empty containers should be handled carefully to avoid potential emissions during disposal. Empty bags, big or small, should be foiled or folded and sealed in another bag. Stored empty packaging should be protected from the weather before being sent for appropriate disposal, such as incineration or controlled landfill. In the event that chemicals spill onto the floor at any stage of the process, spillages should be cleaned immediately.
VECAP has helped us to look at every step in our process where potential emissions could occur. It's not difficult, it's very effective and in fact also very simple to apply.
When chemicals in powder form are handled, a local exhaust ventilation system with tiered filters should be used. The filters in the ventilation system should be changed regularly, and both the collected dust and the old filter should be disposed of as chemical waste. This reduces potential emissions to air. Water used to clean textile processing equipment should only be reused in formulations with VECAP products. VECAP recommends that wastewater containing polymer additives is not mixed with other wastewater streams. All wastewater should be treated to remove residues prior to discharge. Residues can be reused in products. Sludge resulting from wastewater treatment should be treated as chemical waste.
Wastewater undergoes a physical separation. The concentrate, which has approximately 25% of solids, which can be reused in production. So the fully reuse of water, not only in the lab, but also in production, the cleaning of the IBCs.
Solid waste from water treatment is incinerated and not reused. As with the handling of any chemicals, VECAP standards regarding personal protection equipment requires that employees involved in the process of handling flame retardant chemicals be issued with and use protective clothing, gloves, masks and glasses. VECAP recommends users to minimize packaging and maximize the use of the powder. The use of big bags and IBCs as opposed to smaller containers is recommended whenever possible.
We prefer the big packaging, like the big bags, and we will hardly use any 25 kilogram bags, only when it's really necessary for a specific production.
We make out of 10 tons of powder, approximately 17 tons of liquid slurry. The liquid slurry is used in the final formulation.
The VECAP program provides information and educational materials for staff, from top management to operatives, and posters are provided for the factory floor and offices to help staff become familiar with, understand and apply VECAP best practices.
VECAP guidelines and materials are now available in different languages, which is very helpful for a company like CTF 2000, which has employees of different nationalities.
VECAP is a global initiative that has achieved much since its introduction in 2004. The commitment of the brominated flame retardant industry to the responsible management of substances has delivered significant reductions of potential emissions. VECAP's procedures are world-class, can be applied to the handling of any chemical substance, and can be independently audited and certified on ISO 9001 and 14001 principles. Manufacturers and users around the world are VECAP certified.
I would recommend VECAP to any other company. It is easy to implement and it's very good to the environment.
And yes, I would certainly recommend it to others, because it helps you to reduce the emissions into the environment.
For more information and all best practice materials, visit www.vecap.info.